She stumbled upon an old, dusty cookbook. As she peeled the carrots and potatoes, she flipped through the book.
Hi everyone, in today's episode we're diving into a mysterious story that unfolds right in the kitchen. What could possibly go wrong while you're cooking a meal? You never know. Along the way you'll learn a ton of useful kitchen related vocabulary to help you talk about cooking and the process itself. Over 200 of these words are commonly used by native English speakers every single day, so let's jump into the story and expand your language skills together.
Emma had always loved cooking, but she wasn't very good at it. One rainy afternoon, while helping her grandfather clean the attic, she stumbled upon an old, dusty cookbook with Joe's secret recipes, written in faded letters on the cover.
Grandpa, what's this?
Emma asked, holding the book up. Grandpa Joe froze, his cheerful expression darkening.
Where did you find that?
He asked sharply. Emma blinked in surprise.
It was in the old trunk. Can I try one of the recipes?
Grandpa Joe hesitated before nodding slowly.
All right, but there's something you should know. These recipes are special. They're not just for cooking meals. They carry a deeper power. You must follow every step exactly. Do you understand?
Emma frowned but nodded. She flipped through the book and stopped at a recipe called Sunshine Stew. The ingredients seemed simple: carrots, potatoes, onions, chicken, and a few spices.
I'll make this one,
she said.
Be careful, Emma. This recipe isn't as simple as it seems.
They went into the kitchen, and Emma began preparing the stew. As she peeled the carrots and potatoes, Grandpa Joe stood silently by, watching her every move.
Grandpa, why are you so serious? It's just a stew,
Emma said.
It's not just a stew.
Grandpa Joe said quietly.
This recipe, it was the first I ever made. But it's also the last one I made before.
He trailed off, his voice heavy with emotion.
Before what?
Grandpa Joe sighed deeply.
Before I lost someone very dear to me. The stew didn't just bring warmth. It revealed something I wasn't ready to face.
Emma's curiosity grew. Ignoring the unease creeping into her mind, she added the turmeric to the pot. The golden powder shimmered strangely in the steam. As the stew simmered, an unfamiliar aroma filled the room. It wasn't just delicious, it was otherworldly. The air seemed to hum softly, and the light in the kitchen grew warmer, almost golden.
Grandpa, what's happening?
Emma asked, her voice trembling. Grandpa Joe stepped closer.
Emma, listen carefully. This recipe has a way of showing the truth. When we eat this stew, it might reveal something from our past, something hidden, something we've tried to forget.
Emma's heart raced. She didn't know whether to stop or keep going, but the stew was almost ready. She couldn't quit now. When the stew was done, they each took a bowl. Emma hesitated before taking her first bite. As the warm, rich flavors filled her mouth, she felt a strange sensation wash over her. The room around her seemed to blur, and suddenly she was no longer in the kitchen. She found herself in a sunny field. A small boy stood crying by a tree, clutching a broken wooden toy. Emma didn't recognize him, but she felt his pain deeply.
Who is he?
Emma asked aloud. Grandpa Joe's voice echoed around her.
That's me, Emma. I was 6 years old when I lost my favorite toy. My father made it for me, but I broke it by accident. I've carried that sadness ever since.
The scene shifted. Now, Emma saw a younger version of herself sitting alone at a school lunch table. She felt the loneliness of that moment, the sting of feeling invisible. The vision faded, and Emma found herself back in the kitchen. Tears streamed down her face.
Grandpa, what was that?
Grandpa Joe set down his spoon.
That's the power of the recipe. It doesn't just nourish the body. It heals the heart by revealing the truths we've buried.
From that day on, Emma approached cooking differently. It wasn't just about food anymore. It was about understanding, forgiveness, and connection. And with every recipe, she grew stronger, one dish at a time.